Hello everyone, Frost here. Welcome back to another classic WoW video. Previously we talked about armor sets, gadgets and weapons iconic to vanilla. Today we're going to dive deeper into the World of Warcraft universe and take a look at some fun items. Items that not necessarily give you an advantage in game, but even though sometimes they do. We'll shortly cover this later. There are over 100,000 items today in the World of Warcraft database, but we're going to cherry pick 7 unused fun items that have a long history and its origin is where all initially started, Vanilla WoW. 6 Demon Bag. The term 6 Demon Bag comes from a line in the movie Big Trouble in Little China and refers to a sack that contained magical tools, wands and potions. In World of Warcraft, 6 Demon Bag is a rare trinket found as a world drop. When used, it produces one of the several random effects on a 3-minute cooldown. There are 6 effects on these trinkets, 3 common and 3 rare. The common effects are Fireball, doing 200 fire damage, Frostbolt, doing 150 frost damage and slowing the target for 5 seconds, Chain Lightning, doing 150, 75 and 50 damage. Keep in mind that all of the damage effects can land a critical strike. The rare effects are Enveloping Winds, which is a stun-like ability that lasts for 10 seconds and breaks on damage. Polymorph for 20 seconds. The problem is that you could polymorph the enemy or yourself. Summon Fellhunter, a level 56 pet, and the Fellhunter has a mana burn ability. Overall, if you're leveling and don't have any good trinkets, this is very useful for added burst damage. I believe that the damage abilities benefit from spell power, yet I'm not exactly sure, but I've been getting different numbers. Frostbolt can trigger Frostbite, which is a mage talent. The Chain Lightning effect will put the shaman's actual Chain Lightning on cooldown. The ship effect will act exactly as a mage ship, regenerating HP. In the end, this is both a fun and useful item. The amount of thought and work put into this item is exactly why Vanilla WoW was so popular. Piccolo of the Flaming Fire. The Piccolo of the Flaming Fire is a fun and useless trinket dropped by Heartsinger, Forresten and Stratholme, which, as the tooltip states, causes nearby players to dance, and simply does that for players within 5 yards. The Piccolo has a 60-second cooldown that starts as soon as it's used, but will continue to play for an indefinite amount of time as long as the person holding it does not move. Sitting and mounted players, so long as they are near and not moving, will dance as well. The Piccolo has also been included in the Heroes of Azeroth set of the Warcraft card game. It's used to exhaust all heroes and allies, same as in World of Warcraft. One of the most trolly trinkets made in vanilla. I remember going AFK in front of the mailbox in Orgrimmar, making 20 people to dance at the same time. You know what they say, with great power comes great responsibility. People were offended by the power Piccolo owners had over them and complained. Soon, the social justice warriors of World of Warcraft made everything possible to nerf this item. It started with the Vanilla 1.2.0 patch, where the area of effect was reduced to 5 yards. Then, in Warlords of Draenor, rebuilt into a toy box and remade not to interrupt eating or drinking. Now you had to channel it for 30 seconds to cause those around you to dance, originally lasted forever as long as the user didn't move. Legion totally destroyed the item, making it affect only those that are in your party or raid. All the changes this trinket suffered through the time proves that Blizzard does not like trolls anymore. The Gordok Ogre Suit. The Gordok Ogre Suit is required to do a Dire Maul tribute run in Dire Maul North. It changes the player into an ogre for 10 minutes, allowing them to bypass the last guard and continue to the king. This item is created by giving the materials needed to Knot Timblejack inside Dire Maul North. He needs 8 rugged leathers, 4 bolts of Runecloth, 1 ogre tannin, and 2 rune threads. In addition, Knot Timblejack can teach high-level leather workers and tailors to create the suit with half of the materials. The crafter must have skill level of 275 in their respective craft. The good part about this is that all the materials can be found inside a dungeon. The ogres inside the instance will often drop enough room cloth to make the needed bolts. The wolves and hyenas in Dire Maul can be skinned to create enough leather for the suit. The ogre tannin is found in a basket on a landing near Knot Timblejack. If you found the Gordok shackle key, you can release Knot Timblejack. If you do not have someone that can make the suit, do not release him until after he makes the suit. Once you put on the suit, try out different emotes. Slash dance is one you don't want to miss. It's both terrifying and beautiful in its grace and majesty. The Orb of Deception. The Orb of Deception is a rare trinket used to change the model of the player's avatar into a model of one of the races belonging to the other faction. While looking like a member of the opposite race, the animations and emotes will all conform to the temporary race, including jokes and any sort of voice line used by the changed race. The opposite races are as follows. Gnome will turn into Tauren, Human into Orc, Night Elf into Undead, Dwarf into Troll, and vice versa. This goes the same for male and female characters. While the Orb of Deception might seem like a promising one for PvP combat, it is mostly only for fun, as its abilities do not really support the disguise concept in practice. Guards from other faction are not fooled at all, and enemy players can see your name in red when flagged, as well as quickly tell in other ways that the player in question is not truly of their faction. This was not really understood completely back in vanilla, with players thinking that the orb will give them an advantage, leading to the trinket being sold for huge amounts of gold due to the relative rarity of the item. It is possible that the transformation will confuse people enough to make it work using it in a PvP situation, especially in crowded areas like battlegrounds or city raids. Nevertheless, I'm liking the transformation part of Orb of Deception, and I'll make sure to acquire one in Classic WoW. Book of the Dead, an ancient cornerstone grimoire. 2 offhands with a reach past, which on use summons a skeleton that will protect you for 1 minute. Even though both have stats like intelligence, spirit and stamina, they are neither healing nor DPS offhands. Even if we classify them as fun items, back in vanilla people got creative and used them both in PvP and PvE. The skeleton is level 56 or 60 depending on which book you use, and has between 4k and 6k HP, which makes it hard to kill. Some things worth knowing: unequipping the item will not despawn the skeleton, it will attack rogues through Vanish, it will automatically defend you if attacked, it does not have a limited range of chase, so you could be chased for 1 minute by an annoying skeleton. Fun items indeed, but not that fun when you get it as a drop from Onyxia. Remember back in vanilla we had the Ancient Grimoire dropping every week, and warriors and rogues were crying about their Vishag and Deathbringer. This dark green substance resembles an oil at first glance. It's so thick and viscous that some feel it's more like eating an oyster. The stuff must be swallowed whole. The renowned goblin alchemist Marin NoggenFogger was the first to create this bizarre concoction. The elixir requires a variety of strange ingredients, including the moisture found within the exceptionally rare dew collectors found only in the Tanaris desert. The means to create NoggenFogger Elixir is a secret known only to a few goblin alchemists, who guard the secret jealously. NoggenFogger Elixir is typically sold in bottles of 5 doses, because the greedy goblin does not want to sell only one, making less profit. This elixir produces one of the several random effects when drunk, including slow fall for 2 minutes, shrinking you for 30 minutes, and turning you into a skeleton form for 30 minutes. You can still attack or cast spells, but you cannot mount or ride a griffin. You can also spam pot to obtain 2 or all 3 effects, since in vanilla they stack. You must complete the Thirsty Goblin quest chain to be able to purchase NoggenFogger Elixirs. Marin will ask you to collect the Laden Dew gland from the Cactus Garden in the southwestern part of Tanaris, which is in fact Thistle Shrub Valley. There, you'll have to kill a lot of dew collectors, because the Laden Dew gland has a very small drop chance. Once you complete the first task, Marin will ask you to speak with Sprinkle and receive the follow-up quest and the last Sprinkle Little Secret. Here, you'll venture to the other side of the world in the heart of Hitterlands to collect one violet dragon, which spawn in Valorwind Lake, slightly northwest of the Altar of Zul. Return to Sprinkle with the violet dragon and receive the right to purchase NoggenFogger Elixirs from Mari. Bouquet of Red Roses. Love is in the Air is a seasonal event that takes place around Valentine's Day. The first Love is in the Air event occurred in 2006 for about 4 days. This was the official statement. Something is in the air in the major cities of Azeroth. Some call it love, and some just call it friendship and admiration. Whichever it is, many guards and townfolks now spend their days giving and receiving tokens and gifts to other citizens. An offhand called Bouquet of Red Roses was added to the loot table of Archivist Galford in Stratholme, Ileana Ravenoak in Darmol, Lorekeeper Polkilt in Scholomance, Princess Moira Bronzebeard in Blackrock Depths. The offhand is exactly what the tooltip says, and on use will make it rain petals of red roses on top of you, and it will follow you wherever you go. Now that's a view. If this will be the same in Classic like it was in Vanilla, there will be only a 4 days window for you to acquire it. Make the best of it. As always, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. There will be a part 2 with fun items from Vanilla, and even a part 3 if I can find enough items. Stay tuned, remember to like the video and drop a comment down below. Until next time, stay frosty.